As you can see, our supervisor is in the hospital. Hopefully she can be home by this weekend. She had major surgery with a blockage of the bowel. Right now she's doing a little bit better than what she had this week. Legally, I open the meeting. I need a motion for John to be chairperson.
I make a motion for temporary chairperson.
Second. All in favor? Aye. It's all yours.
Alright, we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed. Is there, all those in favor say aye? Opposed? Motion carries. Colleen, the clerk's minutes, please.
Meeting called to order and open with the pledge by Supervisor Phyllis Larson, July the 8th, 2023. At 7, members present, Supervisor Phyllis Larson, Clerk Colleen Stebbins, Treasurer Kathy Killinger, Trustees John Plack and Steve Cole. Approval of the agenda, motion by John, seconded by Kathy, voice vote to pass. Clerk's report stands as read. Treasurer's report, fire department, $994,968.02. General checking, $271,656.43. Tax account, $1,080.58, or a total of $367,705.62. Any comments by the supervisor? Clerk reported that she does not balance with the figures at the end of May. Stand as reported. Zoning administrator Dave Kelsey reported 3 permits for the month of June. Planning commission John Black reported made some changes to the solar ordinance and started working on the wind ordinance. July the 17th, 2021 at 1 p.m. public hearing on the solar ordinance at the Crossroads Church of Worship, 9530 North Federal Road, Howard City. Public comment opened at 7:09 p.m. A few residents from Winfield and several from non-residents having concern about wind energy ordinance and other issues. Closed public comment at 7:35. Tire Amnesty Day, September the 18th at Larson Healer Park, 8 a.m. to noon. There will be an ad in the paper later. Special meeting, motion by Kathy, seconded by Steve, for a special meeting on July the 17th, 2021 at Crossroads Church of Worship, 9530 North Federal Road, Howard City, at 2:55 p.m. Motion passed. 12:55. Motion passed. Payment of the bills, motion by John, seconded by Steve, to pay checks number 3975 through check number 3990 plus IRS deposit $1,147.46 for a total of $22,434.15. Roll call, Kathy, yes. John, yes. Steve, yes. Colleen, yes. Phyllis, yes. Motion passed. Board comments. John, anything from the attorney on wind energy ordinance? adjourn, motion by Colleen, seconded by John to adjourn at 7:45 PM. Place vote, motion passed, respectfully, Colleen Stebbins. Winfield Township.
Is there a motion to approve as read? Last meeting?
So.
The second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Kathy, treasurer's report?
Capital improvement fund, 94,976.42 with 781 interest. General checking, 274,357.33 with 3741 interest. Tax account, 147,947.05 with 457 interest. For a total of 205,627.64 with 49.79 interest this month.
Is there any questions for Kathy?
Yes, you stated that the total is 205. The general checking itself is 274.
Okay, sorry about that. I printed the first draft without adding them up, I just had them on here. Sorry.
You got a total there, Steve?
No, I wasn't adding.
It's 327,288. 327,288. Oh, yes, most of it we paid out of the tax, that it doesn't state.
Okay. Any other questions for Kathy? The treasurer's report will stand as printed with the correction. Reports. Is anybody from the fire department here? I didn't see anybody. Dave, you wanna do zoning report?
Month of July, there were 4 permits issued. One was 9904 North Amble Road. That was a roof over a porch. And 8640 Cochise Drive. They got a permit to build a dwelling at the same address. They got a temporary dwelling permit as well. They were building the dwelling. And 15745 M46. They're adding the barn addition. That's it.
Our planning commission, I guess that'd be my report. We had a hearing on July 17th at the Crossroads Church. Had a 3-hour meeting. When we got all done, there was, I think, 4 amendments made to the, excuse me, did I say wind ordinance, solar ordinance? There's 4 amendments. We don't have the report back from the lawyer. The next step in the process is for us to vote on it, and then it'll go to Montcalm Planning Commission for them to take a look at. So we'll deal with that the next time this board gets together and Phyllis is back. And then as far as future, we're planning on the 4th Monday is the next planning meeting. I guess I would entertain a motion from the board. There's been discussion to move that meeting from here to Crossroads again. So
What's the exact date?
August 23rd.
August 23rd. I'll make a motion to move the planning commission meeting from here, this building, to the Crossroads Worship Center on federal, the 23rd
Seven.
at 7.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion about it? Not, proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
There's nothing on Wednesday.
Park, cemetery, roads. Any old business? Okay. Payment of bills.
I make a motion to pay bills 3997 through 4033, plus the IRS deposit of $1,385.78, totaling $33,359.06.
Is there a second?
Yes. Wayne County. William. Second. Kathy. Yes. Steve.
Yes.
Colleen, yes. John.
Yes. Okay. We will, open it up for public comment. Please state your name and where you're from, and, we'll have 3 minutes for comment. And I guess I'll, and we ask that you have one chance to speak for the night, so.
I would like to speak about your wind turbines. I'm not from
Just
this,
stick.
okay, I'm sorry. My name is Marie Watson. And I'm not from this county, but we did have a retirement home up in the UP on the Garden Peninsula. And they came in and they put in 13 wind turbines. We have, our house sits like this, and the sun comes here. The wind turbine is about 1,800 yards from our house. And every time the turbine goes, it flashes. It's just like somebody taking a picture all the time that you're outside. You can't even enjoy being out there. It sounds like you're at the airport where it never lands. It just constantly goes. My sister lives 1,000 yards from us. Her grandkids lived there with her, and they couldn't sleep because of the wind turbines, because she had one in front of her house and one on the other side of it. And every time it goes, the kids would wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They could not sleep at all. And you know, I understand the money aspect of it for the landowners, but what had happened up there is it pit neighbor against neighbor up there. And one of the landowners that did put the turbines on his property, he now admits he wishes he never would have. He's a farmer, and he did it for reasons that most everybody does because of money. But it's just, and then now they put in 20 more down in Fairport. And I don't know if anybody has ever been up to the Garden Peninsula. It's a beautiful place, God's country. Ever since they put these turbines in, not anymore. They do not, you don't get the tourism that used to go up there. There's a Fayette State Park. That's where they're putting them, down towards that. And they're even going out into Lake Michigan with that. And at the time before these even came in, they said that the DNR said they cannot be within a mile of water. Or where my house sits up in the UP, it's a mile from the water as a crow flies. We have 13 wind turbines in eyesight of where I used to live. And we tried to sell it 2 summers in a row, couldn't sell it. Lady got out, was very interested in it because we had put a big garage up and they were fishermen. She thought that would be a great place for her to have because her husband could hang his nets and fix his nets. She got out of her car, she heard the turbines, she got back in her car, never even looked at the place. Just said, nope, not doing it. Because they're very noisy. They even say they're not, but they are very, very noisy. And it's
about cell phone interruption?
it's sketchy up there anyways, being in the UP. You're
I
in the
get
UP.
that,
It's,
but I mean, in general. Just curious.
Next,
Can I follow up there real quick? So Mary gave me a letter wording, I forget who it came from, but he's a widower, and this is about his wife, and this will be wrote. It's called Sylvia's Bed, and it says, she cried while in her bed, please stop the trumping in my head. The three-winged devils trumped away and laughed, no sleep for you today. No sleep will you ever see. I need more money for me. Sylvia died as she begged, please stop the thumping in my head. Sylvia lied in her final bed. The three-winged devils will flap away. Sylvia's dead today. The noise cannot hurt her anymore. God has taken the angel through his door. Garden lost. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
next,
Brett Patton, Montcalm County, or Winfield Township. Had several people stop by my yard sale all across this state several times, explaining to me that the turbines interfere with their phone, their cable, their internet, several other things. So what if something happens? You go to call 911. You can't. Why? Because the cell phone's interrupted from what? Turbines. That's all I got.
I do have one, okay.
Go ahead.
I have one handed to me, asked to read, for public comment. This is from Tom and Lois. Elziga. Please consider our concerns as property owners at Winfield Lake. We have enjoyed the lake and the area and responsibly cared for and shared our property with friends, neighbors, and the community through the public boat launch on the lake. As property owners and property taxpayers, we feel we should have a say in this very big and impacting decision. It is very disturbing to think about the change that could occur quickly to our environment and to the natural habitat for birds and wildlife, forever changing the area. My research indicates the visual disturbance and the noise disturbance impact of the turbine will be significant for those who live in the area. Please consider this impact on the highly populated recreational area. The financial benefit to some does not begin to offset the negative impact on so many.
Tricia Corhorn, I'm a Winfield resident, and tonight I'm speaking as an agent for Winfield Township True. We have three important things that need to be addressed, which will likely take 6 minutes if someone would like to concede their time to me. First off, the nonprofit has retained Nolan Law LLC, which has sent a letter to Phyllis on July 28th. That letter asked that it be made part of the meeting tonight. She's obviously not here. She was to share that with the board and planning commission members. The township requested, after acknowledging that there is a conflict of interest for any board or planning commission members who have a contract with Apex, to talk and deal with the wind ordinance. We asked that every board member acknowledge whether or not they have a lease or contract with Apex and then recuse themselves. That was supposed to happen this evening. And also acknowledges that the planning commission does not have a proper bylaw that defines conflict of interest, and asks that the township draft a bylaw that does properly deal with conflict of interest. So that is in that correspondence. We ask that we make part of the record tonight and that it be dealt with at the next board meeting. I also sent Phyllis this week 2 appeals regarding a FOIA request that the nonprofit did in July. One is an appeal for an excess fee, and one is appeal of denial of records. These appeals state that they are considered received at the next board meeting. So she's not here, did not pass those along, so those appeals are here, and I ask that you consider them received this evening. And then you have 10 days to respond to those. Finally, the Winfield residents, after the solar hearing, became a little obvious that the firm of Fahey may not have our best interests in dealing with the township after the attorney's wife got up and obviously was pro-wind and made comments. In reviewing some of the minutes that we did receive from the FOIA request, in December, the Planning Commission had a Zoom meeting, and the main objective of the meeting was to seek clarification from Bill Fahey with regard to conflict of interest and dealing with the draft wind ordinance. The next board minutes acknowledged that John Black reported a Zoom meeting with an Apex attorney on wind ordinance. So the township, the residents request that the township not use the firm of Fahey any longer, nor spend any more of our tax money dealing with that firm, and that you seek counsel that has nothing to do with Apex. So please make that part of the record that that is the residents' wish.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Pam Hemmis, Montcalm Township, and I have an article to give to you. This is about the State Tax Commission. Article's called State Tax Commission Deals Blow on Wind Turbine Tax Cash. And the first couple paragraphs, the decision, the first of many likely to follow, could cost local units of governments with wind farms millions of dollars in past and future revenues. Although the 158-page STC ruling was a case involving DTE and 2 Huron County townships, it could adversely impact a number of other counties, including Gratiot and Isabella and any other county that joins into the wind turbine situation. So, something for you to read, educate yourselves with. And one for Phyllis.
We'll take that.
Thank you.
Next.
Julia, Winfield Township. So I, once again, would like to ask if we've gotten a response from the attorney on the wind moratorium, if anyone knows that. I know Phyllis isn't here, but are you aware of any responses based on?
I haven't been told.
Okay, so I guess we'll wait till the next meeting and see if we get any response from Phyllis or if we've heard anything. The other thing I wanted to know is if there's been any, response from our attorney, Cliff and Bloom is who I'm referring to, by the way, on the conflict of interest, issue that anyone knows about?
I think Phyllis had received, or in communication with them.
But nothing that you're
I
aware of
haven't
enough to share?
presented. I haven't
Okay,
presented.
understandable. Is anyone aware of any consideration from the board of a replacement for Carolyn Kelsey on the planning commission?
I know she's taken names and resumes, and we'll be making that decision at the next meeting.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. The one thing I wanted to point out is that, I think it's important if there are applicants that are interested from Winfield Lake, that we have some representation from there, because we don't currently have anything. Obviously there's a population there that doesn't have adequate representation of their applicants, I just encourage that the board considers them, for the planning commission. And I think that's it, thank you.
Yes.
Kelly Jefferson, Douglas Township. One of the issues that I have not heard here yet tonight, but it has been brought up in other meetings, is the fact that the electricity doesn't stay in the county. It goes into the grid. And that is basically a given because when we milk cows, the milk goes out to the truck, into the trailer, to the plant. When I go buy a gallon of milk at the store, I don't get that same milk back. So to me, that's the same way as the electricity from any wind turbine going into the grid. It'll be sold into a market in that community where the wind turbines are at, and that electricity originates from. We'll get the money from that sale. So either way, you are making money, whether you sell it locally or whether you sell it out of state. So the money does come back to the community in which it originated from. So that's just one of the things in which people are saying it doesn't stay within the local area. You're right, it doesn't. But then again, my milk doesn't either. So I don't get my milk when I buy yogurt or when I buy cheese from Domino's, pizza from Domino's, or when I go and buy a gallon of milk. So, thank you.
So I'll make a quick note.
State your name, please.
My name is Mitchell, Winfield Township. Comparing wind turbines and cows is just kind of ridiculous. I don't know any 700-foot tall cows that people are milking. So that's all I want to say. So.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Tom, Winfield Township, just would urge the board to take a look at drafting any wind ordinance that we consider the people on the lakes and the recreational areas that are around here, and realize that like Winfield Lake where I live, it's a 121 acre lake, but it's served by a 5,400 acre watershed. So I'm very concerned about the environmental impacts from these things in that, and I would look at the setbacks maybe from the watershed to go in there.
Hi, Mary Kay Darnell. Darnell's Pulling Horses. Okay, first goal. All right, Saturday, 3 o'clock, downtown Coral, 1 street behind on Mill Street. May be one of your last chances to see a horse pull in this area because we're losing our horses, we're losing our horse pullers, and if we have wind turbines, we're going to lose people who want to go and watch horse pulls. However, I've been told there's supposed to be a 2-year environmental impact study done before you can put in the wind turbines. So where's the 2-year environmental impact report? Like, somebody could check that out and let us know.
Winfield Township. I just have this fabulous article that was written by the Daily News for the bond that Carson City Crystal passed to the tune of $5.65 million. I don't know any school system that could stand to use this much money. So when people are said, yeah, it's about money, yeah, it is about money when a school can stand to make from this. My only comment is on conflict of interest. I understood that to have been something that doesn't even come up until there's a vote. So
No,
it
includes work on a wind ordinance.
why that keeps coming up. They're allowed to work on ordinances until there's a vote.
It's the integrity of the matter.
I
I was talking, not you.
Ethics,
I was talking.
pure ethics.
Let's keep it quiet, be respectful of one another. If we can't do that, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Sorry.
Mark Graham, Winfield Township. As far as the money for schools, is that gonna be like the lottery money that, yeah, they gave us the lottery money and then took it away somewhere else?
Yeah, probably.
That's all I have to say.
Kevin Murphy, Winfield Township. We've never had this type of turnout. You guys are all like, wow, when this all started with the wind turbines, because it wasn't necessary. We've all been neighbors. We've all got different things that we deal with in life. I lost a brother. It's gonna make me pissed, excuse me. I know of a family that's broken apart because of these damn wind turbines. They're never gonna have Christmas together. I won't. They could. I think it's terrible. What the wind farms are gonna grow, animosity, distrust, and hatred through a lot of people. And I mean, it's a shame. I wish you guys would really think about what's gonna happen when that goes down, because it will. Thank you.
I'm Kathy, I'm from Winfield Lake. Monday, I learned at the meeting about vested interest. The attorney at the meeting described that vested interest means when you start digging the holes before you have the ordinances in place. And this is what I looked up on the internet. It's a personal stake or involvement in an undertaking or state of affairs, especially one with an expectation of financial gain. A person or a group having a personal stake or involvement or an interest, usually in land or money held in trust, recognized as belonging to a particular person. And I guess what my concern is there's a lot of people on the board, the planning commission, that have signed leases and do have vested interest. Another thing that he explained, and this was from the attorney, he said about digging the holes before you have the ordinances or the variances in place. Have we put a METS tower up here in Winfield Township? Because I think it was approved to be done. And if I'm not correct, please correct me, but I think it was done on Raider Farm land, who sits on the planning commission. It seems to me that would be digging the hole before you have